Three stocks I will be longing March 2019, all today on Young Money Investments. Alright guys, it is that time of the month again. This is the beginning of March and it is time to do a recap on a few of the stocks that I will be planning on investing in, swing trading, or taking a long-term position in for March of 2019. A couple of these are positions that I'm in every single one of these positions, but plan on taking potentially a little bit larger position if we can see certain metrics here on the charts that offer a good upside potential for profit and a good amount of return. So we are going to go over the three stocks, and they are in no particular order. They all have very different market caps. So hopefully you can find one that maybe you see a little bit of value in, and hopefully my valuation of it will help you decide. So let's roll into this really quick. We're going to be taking a look here first at EA Games. So EA Games is looking at the past 180-day chart. It has really taken a hit. So as the market had really cooled off, EA just had continued to get hit. I think the gaming industry as a whole has been getting hit very hard due to Fortnite being so very popular. A lot of these games that were for-profit games were just getting hammered, and these companies have honestly and truly not done very well. I'm personally not a gamer, so any news or anything that I include in this video, just as a forewarning, is not like it's like I'm a game expert. I'm a stock expert, not really like a gaming expert. But as you can see, it came to lows here, all the way from highs of 151 all the way down here to $73. So over a 50% decline in less than 6 months. Kind of bottoming out here on December 24th, I believe, is kind of that time frame. Ever since then, it has been able to slightly start to recover. As you can see right here, this $90 level of support / resistance, it was not able to break it for a while. It had this massive sell-off, and I was really worried because at this point I was still a pretty large shareholder. This is a company that I have roughly a 400 share position in, and to watch this overnight just tank, like 15%. It was rough. It was very difficult. But then the news about Apex Legends came out. So this is a game very similar to Fortnite. You don't have to pay for the game. You can download it for free. Just all the add-ons and everything in the game, those are added. EA has done very good at getting I think players, streamers like Ninja and some of these other ones, I don't know any of their names to be quite honest with you, but getting them involved has been very crucial, I think, to seeing EA do so well. They are blowing the Fortnite numbers out of the water right now, and as you can see, it really started to come up and really take off. You can see obviously on the RSI, looking at the chart here, RSI got very overbought over in this kind of area right here. And as you can see, this was kind of the next level of resistance. So if we kind of continue this level of support / resistance over, you're going to see here on the chart that, it kind of ran into this, and it's kind of came down and is starting to kind of consolidate down here at about the $95 price range. Ideally for me, you can see right through here, you could potentially draw this as another micro level of support on the chart here. I wouldn't say this is a strong level of support or resistance at $95, but it's a decent level of support / resistance. So take into consideration, this spiked up here again as well, and then it shot down. It's kind of consolidating through here. What I would love to see with EA, because I already have such a large position, is I would love to see it potentially sell off at least from here down into like the $92 range. It'd give me about a 5% sell-off, and then I'd be able to buy some more and be able to see this come on back up here up to about the $105 price point. That is kind of what I'm going to be looking for EA. I honestly and truly see a lot more potential, especially as Apex Legends does continue to do well. I think their revenue numbers are going to be beating expectations. I think they're going to be doing very well in this space. I do have a small position in Activision Blizzard. I've added some since it's really gotten smashed down into that $40-some price point. But where I'm really looking in the gaming sector right now is EA. I do think, with this new video game and just the fact that the valuation, we're talking about this company is at $93, $94, $95, $97, I guess right now, and it's coming off of highs of 151 back here in like July. We have a long way to go. I see this having a long way. But if you're looking to swing trade it, I'd say swing trade it from, you know, somewhere down here in like the $90, $92 range, being able to sell it here at about the 105, and taking that nice fat profit. I mean, we're talking, you know, I mean, a good solid 15 to 17% or so return on that. That could take a while. That could be very quickly. We just don't know. But I think if you stick to the fundamentals on that, you're in a very good position for a nice swing trade on EA games. All right, guys, so the next one that we're going to be talking about is actually a penny stock. So I don't think on this channel I have ever once advocated a penny stock. And this is actually a company that was brought to my attention by one of the members in my private mentorship group. He had mentioned this. I'd looked at the technicals of it, and I thought, you know what, it might not be a bad position. I honestly and truly don't have a massive position in it. I think I have probably around 400 or 500 shares currently of INO. Probably, it's actually, I think 400. I take it back, it's not 5, it's like 400 shares. And what I like about this chart here is that the pattern is very consistent. So if you're looking at the chart pattern here on INO on the 180-day chart, you're going to see that it's a very, I mean, by all measures, especially pulling back a little bit, it's very consistent. It bottoms out right down in here, and it comes up to about 550, comes back down to roughly, you know, 360-ish, and then we got, you know, a run up here to about 540. This offers a large margin of profit. Now, again, Inovio Pharmaceuticals, I don't like investing in farm companies. Farm companies are obviously, penny stocks in general are risky. But as I took a look here at the chart, you know, you go back to the 1 year chart, again, you're still looking at this pattern. You know, it used to be, you know, plateauing or bottoming out here at right about the $4 price point. But it still had, you know, usually highs of about 518, 520, I'd say. This candlestick right here got us up to about 550 almost as well. So even over the course of the past year, this is a very consistent channel pattern, very consistent horizontal, just like channel. It's a channel. It comes up and down, up and down, up and down. I also love the amount of potential for profit. I mean, we're talking about a 50% run if it is able to go up from where we're currently sitting. We're sitting at pretty much all-time lows right now. I think we're sitting at this says 330, 363 is the low. We're currently sitting at about 379, 380. So you're not too far off of the bottom here. The other thing that I like about this pattern here, even if you go further out to 3 years, you're still going to see, I mean, this has been consistently downtrending, but if you look past for like the past 2 years, you're still going to see this kind of this bottom area acting as a normal, this was a normal bottoming point. And so I think seeing that it bottomed here once, kind of bottomed here twice, we saw a third time, this being the fourth time, I honestly and truly feel like we're in a good place. If it does end up cracking these lows of 363, I'll probably have a stop loss right here at around 350 and just cut my losses and say, hey, you know what, this was a bad trade. It's not following my, you know, my plans here. But I also like that, you know, it is consolidating. This is a really good sign if you're looking to swing trade this, because look at the consolidation. It's sitting here, it's not breaking and creating lower lows and continuing to trend down. We're actually seeing this pattern hold. We're seeing that this 350 level of support is a consistent level of support for INO. So if anything, what I'm looking to do is if I can get in here a little bit more, potentially if I can see it come back down here, maybe to the 370 price point, I won't even be so necessarily opposed to buying some right here at the current price at 374 because of the amount of potential for return. I mean, you know, you just keep coming up. I mean, you're looking at a very nice return here on INO. So this is a company, like I said, based on the technicals. I love it as a swing trade. It's in terms of like a long-term investment, I know nothing about Inovio, whatever you want to call it. Like, this is just technically speaking a pretty decently looking trade. And so again, I might add a little bit more to it. I currently, like I said, maybe have about a $1,500 position in it. Very small, very small in terms of you compare it to my EA position, which is, I mean, probably a $40,000 position. So it's a little smaller, but I probably plan on adding a little bit more to it. We'll just put it that way. All right, guys, and last but not least, we are going to be talking about the company that is talked about the most on this channel, and that is going to be Tesla. Now, Tesla is in a great place right now in terms of buying the dip or buying the sell-off. It recently has just had some bad news. There's always bad news. I feel like everyone's always wanting to report bad news on Tesla. But if you take a look here on Tesla, you're going to see that it is consolidating right down here at about that 287, 290 price point. Currently it's trading at 294. On Friday, I bought shares right at 294. I think I ended up buying another 10 shares on Tesla. I probably have about 100 shares of Tesla. I bought in everywhere from like the $260, some $60 range. And I even actually had bought some kind of up here at the 308, 310 range as well. I take that back. I think I even had bought some before, kind of in this area right here at 326 and then never sold. So I'm averaged pretty diversely on this. I'm still up obviously on my position, but in terms of a swing trade, what I see with Tesla right now is if you can pick up Tesla anywhere from this 290, 295 point down to like the 290, 288 price point, you're sitting in a very good position, especially if you're able to pick it up, like I said, right here at about 288. I mean, you're looking at potentially a nice little swing up here of about 13% or so. Anytime you can pick up Tesla, in the high twos, low threes, you're sitting at a good price point. I feel like there's three middle grounds with Tesla always, right? You have your 350 or 378, pardon me, is kind of like the high point. That's kind of where it always tends to max out. 387 was its high point over here. And then you have your low point of about 250, right? So 300 is going to be kind of like your middle ground, like right down here, where would that be, like 300. So this area is like your gray, like middle, like your baseline. And then you have your negatives, you can really get it cheap down here. And then you always, usually you want to sell up. I usually anywhere in like the 60s, 360 and above is a good price point to usually get out of Tesla. So right now RSI is sitting, fairly decent, 38. It'd be nice to see it drop down a little bit more. I firmly believe that there's not really much more bad news we could really see out of Tesla. They recently released the fact that the Model 3 for $35,000 is coming out. This year they should be releasing basically like the news about the Tesla truck. So many more Model 3s should be getting produced. The one potential bad news, piece of bad news that could be coming out here, earnings, is the fact that Q1 could potentially be a negative earnings quarter for Tesla, and Elon has already discussed that. So something to keep in mind when thinking about Tesla is you might want to get out of your position if you're in a good place before earnings, because that negative earnings might affect the price. Just something to keep in mind and kind of think about when you're getting into Tesla. So that is it, guys. That is going to be our top three picks, or my top three long positions for the month of March. I could see these going longer than March potentially, but as of right now, those are the three that I think have pretty much the most potential for me in my portfolio, and which ones I look to potentially add several $1,000s more to. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down in the comment section. If you'd like to learn more about longing positions, if you want to learn more about swinging positions, if you want to learn more about shorting companies as well, this is the channel. There's all this free content for you. If you would like more one-on-one help, if you want to be a part of the mentorship group that I have kind of included in the course for now, and you want to be in that group, you want to see my call outs, you want to see when I'm getting into trades, when I'm getting out of trades, where my buy points are, where my sell points are, all that is in my course right now. Please click the link in the description. I'd love to help you. I'd love to be a part of your learning process. Don't feel obligated or anything, but I think it's priced really at a great point where most people have been able to make their money back usually within several weeks of having the mentorship and kind of me helping them out with their trades. So thank you so much for tuning into Young Money Investments, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.